Welcome, my dear viewer, to Dr. Paul Kibisho YouTube channel. And I want us to discuss a very serious issue that I have actually taken a bit of time to look at. And I have used my training. I'm a trained person in terms of research, and I'm a trained person in terms of finances and business. I'm also a trained theologian. I'm a trained lawyer. And therefore, what I'm going to discuss here, it's my hope that it will go a long way in helping and shaping your life. Since last year in the month of March, when COVID hit the whole world, or more so to be specific, Kenya, we have seen majority of people dying. We have lost quite a number of people across the board, educated, uneducated, scholars. We have seen all people from all professions passing on. And what touched me most are the news that I got on Friday this week, when I lost one of my, let me say he was my doctor, because I encountered him when I had an issue with my nerves. And this is none other apart from Professor Paul Kioi, the neurologist. And prior to that, we had lost another doctor, another kidney specialist from Kenyatta National Hospital. We lost another doctor, a very young doctor who was 28 years of age. We have lost great men and women. We have lost even former presidents. I remember the former president of Ghana, Jared Rawlings. We also lost Kabila, among other great men and women. We also lost the governor of Nyamira, His Excellency John Nyagarama, may he rest in peace. We also lost a very prominent person in Kenya by the name Honorable Joe Nyaga, and several other people that I may not be able to mention. The list is quite big. Statistics are there for all of us to see. I am a very disturbed Kenyan, number one. Why? Because most of us people, we assume things will remain the way they are. I am one person who does not subscribe to what many people say, that holding all things constant. There is nothing like holding all things constant. You can't hold anything constant. Ceteris paribus does not apply in an ideal life or situation. We must be real, we must be real, and we must be factual. Now, what happened is the fact that I realized that when those kind of situations do hit us, as they usually do and will continually do, sometimes families are left in a very deplorable position. Allow me, with a lot of humility, to mention, for instance, like this doctor, the professor that we lost, who was a neurologist. I attended his clinic at Upper Medical Center, next to opposite Nairobi Hospital. And what came into my mind was that he was running a very beautiful clinic, a very nice clinic, a very professional clinic. And what happened was that now he's gone, he's not there. His wife, if he's not a neurologist, will not go back to that particular workstation. His children, if they're not trained in that particular line, they'll not go to that particular workstation. So what does that one mean? That the only thing that remains now to be done, and this is obvious and can be understood by anybody who has never even been to school, it's closing that particular clinic. But does that closing of the clinic mean the family members will not be requiring to honor their financial obligations? Does that mean that whatever projects the Prof had will come to an end? So what must we do? I'm coming here to challenge all of you, those who are watching me, and those who may have some time to listen to me in my YouTube channel, Dr. Paul Kibisho YouTube channel. I'm doing this out of my own fruition, and I'm doing this so that we people out there who may even get a chance of listening to me, they may see the need to do something about this. And I'll give an example of this man who plays football in this club called FC Barcelona, or Football Club of Barcelona at Camp Nou. He's a football legend. He's a known man. He earns more than 5 billion shillings a year because of endorsements and his salary. He has won Ballon d'Or for more than 4 or 5 times, Ballon d'Or, because he plays a football. This man is Lionel Messi. Even before I go to Cristiano Ronaldo, we need to ask ourselves one simple question. If something happened to Lionel Messi, God forbid, today, and that whatever happens makes him not go to that particular field to play football, what does that one mean? It therefore means the income that he was getting out of that particular engagement is lost. So it is up to us now to ask ourselves, what then do we require to do at this point in time when God has given us good energy, when God has given us time to be the way we are? because tomorrow is not in our hands. Not even tomorrow. The next minute is not in our hands. And I've been telling people one thing, that it is better to have an umbrella that you don't require than to require an umbrella that you don't have. And wonder why even the manufacturers of new cars, new as they are, leaving what we call the assembly plant, the manufacturer has deemed it fit to put an extra tire, a spare tire. Why? Because anything can happen anytime. Personally, I have witnessed somebody suffering from what we call a heart attack and passing on. Somebody suffering from what we call pulmonary embolism, and somebody dies on the spot. Somebody suffering from what we call myocardial infarction, and somebody dies on the spot. What can happen anywhere? Anything can happen anyway. We do not have control of our lives. It's only God. Our survival depends on God. We do what we can. We feed ourselves, yes. We eat and we clothe ourselves. We shield ourselves against either hot sun or sometimes either rain. Sometimes what we call, we put many clothes because of cold weather. But the one who sustains our life is God, period. And God does not want to know whether you are the president of the republic, whether you are the governor, whether you are a prime minister or whatever. Our life is in God's hands. So one of the things that God has done to all of us, he has given us the brains to think. God has given us the brains to think. Why did he give us 2 hands? We can work on our land and we plant and we harvest and we survive on that. We can write, we can teach. Like I do, I'm a part-time lecturer in the university. Why did God give us the mouth? Besides eating, this is the same mouth I'm using now to talk to you people. Why did God give me the tongue? We need to justify why God did things the way he did them to us. And one of the things that I want to say here categorically, my dear viewer, is that we need now to sit down and seriously do what we call a sensitivity and situational analysis. In the event God called you home today, if you got recorded in heaven for further deployment, what have you done for your family members? What do you have even now as we speak? Where have you invested? I have given people 2 types of investments, and I want to repeat this. And those people have gone through my YouTube channel. They might have seen that, or they might have had that particular discussion. We have 2 types of investments. We have what we call passive investment. I'll explain to you once again. And we have what we call active investment. Passive investment means this is an investment where your personal presence is not required. You're not required to be there, but money is still coming your way. The investment you have selected is still giving you money. For instance, when you buy shares of Kenya Commercial Bank, when you buy shares of Equity Bank, when you buy shares of East African Breweries Limited, you are not expected to go and do what we call the day-to-day running of the affairs of those particular organizations. But the money you have put there, money will be working for you. By paying only a very negligible fee, a very small fee, they guarantee you returns out of your money that you have invested with them. That is what we call passive investment. That even when you are sleeping in your house, money is still coming your way because of that particular passive investment. When you build rental houses, immediately you are through with the construction and you look for a caretaker to be collecting rent on your behalf, that is what we call passive investment. You are not required to do anything else. You have already given out your money and money is working for you. If you lend the government your money through what we call the treasury boards or the treasury bills, you have also lent the government your money and that money will be giving you what we call a return on investment. That is what we call a passive investment. So anything that gives you money without you getting involved into it is what we call a passive investment. So I urge you people out there, it is good to create what we call a passive investment because a passive investment gives you money even when you're not there. Even if you happen to go beyond the horizon, the income is guaranteed for those people that you love. That is what we call passive investment. Allow me to explain a little bit on active investment. We look at what we call the advantages and disadvantages of each. Now, active investment, like now what I do personally, I am a consultant. And in order for me to make any money, what I basically do, I organize seminars for companies. And I have to be there practically to deliver in order for me to be paid. So without my presence, money will not be coming my way. So I have to literally be there to talk and educate people on the subject they have given me to take them through. And out of that particular service delivery, I get paid. That process is called active investment. If you have a shop that you run, if you have a business that you run on a day-to-day affair, that's what we call an active investment. If you run your own matatu, you are directly involved there. That's what we call an active investment. So you're basically there, and you have to learn that particular business in order for it to actually generate income for you. If, for instance, you are an M-Pesa agent, you have to be literally there to generate money. You have to open the doors. If you have a supermarket, it has to be, the doors have to be opened in order for you to generate income or money or to generate revenue. Otherwise, it will be called a warehouse. So anything that you do with your hearts, with your brains, with your thinking to generate income is what we basically refer to as active investment. Now, let us first of all look at one aspect, okay, advantages of active investment. Yeah, you'll be literally there to collect any money that comes your way. So you are the one in charge of your finances at any given time. Number two, you do things at your own time. Those are the two advantages I'll talk about. The disadvantages. Should something happen to you, for instance, like sickness, and you've been learning a business where you've been learning it personally, it means that business will close down. When you close that business, revenue generation is also closed. In case you die, you'll be buried together with the activity that you are doing. So you see the disadvantages of an active investment. Let's go to advantages of passive investment. The advantages are one, that the moment you are through with the establishment of that particular investment, it is a deal done. Now you can go and rest and wait for your money to come your way, as long as the institution where you invested your money is still up and about. It is still learning. It's a learning, we call it in accounting, it is a going on concern. As long as it's a going on concern, you're assured of that particular income. Point number two, no time is required of you. Once you give the investment, you leave it to those people to learn it. So you have your own time to go and do other things, but remember the income will still come your way. Number three, you are giving your money to professionals. Professionals are people like me. Sorry to say that I'm not proud, and for those people who feel me to be a little bit maybe proud, everybody's entitled to his own opinion, but I have to say what I have done. How else would you know what I have done? I don't have to wait until my story is led in a eulogy. It does not even excite me at all. So let me say it now when you can hear. I have been in the university, I have been studying for 22 solid years. In my 40s, I'm headed 48 years, but I've been doing this. I've been learning for 22 years. So for 22 years, I've been in school. So this head has a lot that can share with you. So what I'm saying is this: the people who will be managing your money are financial experts, meaning that because they also want to sustain the institutions that they learn, the institutions that either have hired them or that they learn as their enterprises, they have to make sure that they give returns to the investors. In that process of becoming more smart in terms of managing their businesses, you end up enjoying the brains they acquired in school when yourself, you were busy making that money out there. So your money is secure, your investment is secure. The only disadvantage is one that it requires a little bit of heavy capital. It's heavy capital intensive, but of course, we say no pain, no gain. And now let me go back to what made me to think about this particular live stream. It has really disturbed me, honestly. I've just left my church service right now, but I came thinking about this and I thought it was good for me to share with you. Because the Bible says in the book of Hosea 4:6, my people are perishing for lack of knowledge. It is my hope those people will get to hear this information, they'll do something about it, and they'll contact me. If you don't contact me, we are many of us, you can contact anybody that you think would add value to you. Now, let me first of all come back to what I was talking about. And I mentioned having lost some of my good friends to COVID-19. I even lost one of my closest Reverend Peter Kania Kariuki, to COVID-19. And I also lost my colleague, one of the university dons of Nairobi University, who succumbed to COVID-19 as well. And I mentioned a number of other people there before. Now, I was talking about my brother, my friend, who was actually my doctor. He attended to me. I had a slight accident that actually affected my nerves. And therefore, I had a personal encounter with Professor Paul Kioi, the neurologist. May God rest his eternal peace. And I was saying that he was learning a very smart, very beautiful facility at Upper Hill Medical Center. He used to have clients and we were being booked on appointments. Remember that we have got very, very few neurologists in the Republic of Kenya. Unfortunately, he succumbed to COVID-19, according to the reports that we are gathering from the media. Because I'm a lawyer, it is allegedly said, it's a purportedly said that he lost his life due to COVID-19. Fine, whatever happens, whether it was COVID-19, whether it was heart attack, whether it was just sleeping and not waking up, death is death. There is no beautiful death anyway. There's no point of beautifying death. Death is death irrespective of its cause, because the end result is the same, dead, and a life has been lost. Now, I thought he has a family. I got some time to discuss with him. I spent about 1 hour in his clinic, even after he was through with what we call his screening, and of course he's checking me. Now, he has left by the family. I'm trying to imagine a situation. Of course, I did not understand any of his investments or dealings. I'm only giving an overview. Now that he has gone, I was saying that unless there's somebody in the family, either a son, a daughter, or the spouse who is a trained neurologist, that clinic will definitely be shut down. So the income is gone. Now, the saddest thing in this life that God gave us is that when I die with all this knowledge, I cannot transfer it to my children, no matter how much I love them. I can't transfer the knowledge I have to my children. So the only thing that I can do is to use my wisdom, therefore, to secure their tomorrow, so that they too, they may have some time to go through the education like I did, and they secure their professions too, or their careers too. So I'm talking about, what do we require to do then, we people in the profession, the professionals that we have, and even the businessmen and women that we have? We require to ask ourselves, in the worst case scenario, talk about death, talk about disability. Then what does that portend to us? We need to ask ourselves this pertinent question. What are we supposed to do then? So my suggestion is this, and I'm saying it now like an expert. And because contempt of education, many Kenyans have contempt for education, I will say it without any iota of doubt or any fear. I have got 4 degrees and 6 postgraduate diplomas, and I'm still out there struggling like any other Kenyan. And therefore, I'm saying that even the content I may give, sometimes because I've been relating with people for quite a long time, for 28 years now, I understand human psychology very, very well. So if I went to a dentist and he identified one of my tooth had a problem, all required to be fixed. Personally, despite me being a doctor or philosophy holder, I have got no obligation whatsoever. I have got nothing to say, because that is his line. So I'll listen to him, and he'll be the person to fix me. And I'll accept, because that is his line. When I went to the university to study, there are things that I had to listen from my lecturers, and I took them as they told me, because they were the people with the knowledge and the competence and the skill. Now, allow me, whoever will get a chance of watching me, wherever you are, to say this. If God has given you some income, if you have some income coming your way, kindly make sure that you spare that income and now create some investments that may go a long way in helping your family members, and not only family members, even yourself, if God grants you what we call a long life. Because there's a danger of outliving your savings. If you outlive your savings, will become a burden to your children. So kindly invest. There are so many ways of investing, like I had said earlier on. You can either buy shares from those leading financial institutions that are solid and well tested and proved. You can even buy land, and of course, land is not enough. Buying land is not enough. You need to buy land and develop it. How do you develop it? You can even go to an area like Nanyuki, for instance. If God has blessed you with resources, build a nice facility, a nice hotel, like my former boss. Allow me to mention him here. I hope I will not be reprimanded for this, and I know he's a good friend of mine, and therefore I've got no fear of mentioning him. My former managing director or CEO, one of my CEOs, I'll not mention his name, he went to a place called Bagulete, a nice hotel, a very nice resort. That guarantees him income. So you can go also buy a piece of land, either in Nanyuki, Nyeri, Nyahururu, Nakuru, a place of your choice. Either put up some rental houses, either build an institution and then you lease out the house, or either give your money to government institution, to their government. For instance, what we refer to as the government treasury boards and treasury bills will be giving you returns, or put somewhere that money so that you may be getting what we call some returns. Okay, if you have a lot of money also, you can negotiate with the bank, but not 1 million or 2 million or 3 million. For you to be given a very good return on investment from an FDA, a fixed deposit account from a bank, it must be quite a lump sum amount of money. You can still do that if you're the type of people who are risk averse. It still gives you what we call some returns by the end of the day. And what you require is money to sustain your life. So, irrespective of the profession that you learn or that you are in, I urge you people to invest your money somewhere so that even in the event something bad happens to you, your family has got something to rely on. You have a fallback plan. Not necessarily death, disability can be there. We have what we call critical illnesses. I remember I saw one of my friends also suffering from what we call a very serious stroke that almost took him down. He works supported, but I thank God he had invested. So he's now relying on his investments. So I call upon all of you people watching my YouTube channel, Dr. Paul Kembisha YouTube channel, to make sure that you save some money because tomorrow is not in your hands. You can only say how far you have come. And that is my advice to you. Now, the other thing that I want to mention here, I'm a parent too, and I've got children with me here. Some of them, they're in Form 4, others, they have cleared university, others are still in school. It's very, very important that you need to ask yourself, which kind of a career, you need to give your children what we call guidance on careers. Because there's some courses that you do in life that will actually lead you to what we call an area of loneliness, an area that no one is interested in checking whatever you did in your university. I'm not going to mention those courses, but I'm saying it is very, very important that you also sit down with your children and agree on a number of things on the areas that you think, if you're educated, there is what we call the career. I would recommend one book by my friend who is called Mr. Kennoti, Martin Kennoti, a book called Career Options. Take your child to a good school if you can. Remember, mathematics, there is no single place in the entire world where mathematics will not be needed. Please, make sure that your children pass. Let me say, first of all, make sure that your child passes Form 4, so that when it comes to choosing what you call the career to pursue in life, it becomes very, very easy. Passing, the bottom line is let them pass and help them understand the careers that can give them what we call a bright future. Yes, I teach in a university on a part-time basis, and I can tell you I have had so many parents coming in my office asking me questions, but they're coming when it is too late. So take a bit of time to look at your children, understand them, and see what best they can do so that their life can become bearable. And with those many, many remarks, it is my hope that allow me, before I call it off, to mention a few other things. So even as you work, and this is very, very key, even as you work, I have been working as an insurance person for a long time now. Even with all my education anyway, with a lot of humility, I'm the only PhD holder in the entire insurance industry in Kenya who sells insurance policies. A job that is normally regarded for those people who are academically challenged. I'm here to help you rectify that kind of a perception. Yes, I have got 4 degrees and 6 postgraduate diplomas, and I sell insurance. I believe in it. It is important. If your car has an insurance, if you take a domestic package insurance for your house, if you take cash in transit for the money that is actually being transported, if you take what we call goods in transit policy, what about your own life? We have what we call insurance policies that help family members when somebody passes on. If you don't pass on, the benefits will still be paid to you. So think about insurance. We have what we call life insurance policies, which have got what we call term. You can take a 10-year plan, a 12-year plan, a 15-year plan, 20-year plan, 25, depending on what you want. And the beauty of this is this. The beauty is that if you take an insurance policy, and I'm telling you, and I'm urging those people who are listening to me right now, and I can see Mr. Victor Kanja is doing the same. Continue listening, my brother. I appreciate you. But I'm saying this, and please take this word and take it seriously. Personally, I've lost very, very close friends who had insurances that had sold to them. Their families can attest that they were paid the money in record time. We are still educating their children, and the benefits are still being paid to their beneficiaries. Take a life insurance policy. And I repeat what I normally tell people. You better have an umbrella that you don't require than to require an umbrella that you do not have. Note that. Yes. You better have an umbrella that you don't require than to require an umbrella that you don't have. That insurance that you take, you pay 10, 15, 20, 30, or 40,000 shillings per month can come in handy. I lost one of my friends that I'm not going to mention here because of what we call confidentiality and professionalism. He hailed from Nyeri. He was a lecturer at Mount Kenya University. He passed on here at Safari Park, near Safari Park, and we paid the wife 11 million shillings, and the man had only paid 28,624 shillings. That money enabled the wife to buy a house in Juja, to buy a premium car, and still educating her children. Remember, the fact that he died would also have remained a fact, whether he had a policy or not. So the choice is yours. We exist, we are there to advise you. Take an insurance policy because you never know what would happen to you. Even me, I have taken insurance policies. I have lost very, very many close friends. I'll not mention their names, but I thank God the family members are still benefiting, even as we speak right now. You just talk to me, I'll be able to advise you. I'm a professional, I've done it for 28 years. If you are there and you have children, and you are assuming that tomorrow will be the same, unto you, who knew that come 2020, to come year 2020, all of us, we were going to wear masks? Who knew that all of us, we were to work with what we call sanitizers on our hands? Who knew? Nobody knew. The unexpected can happen. So I urge you people, take education policies for your children. And how do you take if you have a child in class 1 or PP1 or grade 1 right now, take a product that when the child is going to grade 8, school fees will be paid for you from grade 8 up to university. And in case God calls you home, if God calls you home unexpectedly, the education of your child is guaranteed. So what else do you require? You brought that child into this world. It is your responsibility. Whose responsibility is it? It is your individual responsibility. Take an insurance policy for your children. Take also a retirement plan. One day you'll grow old. The energy levels are diminishing as age advances. So it is up to you. It is incumbent upon you. It behooves on you, therefore, to plan. You may think that Kebisho is telling you this to benefit. For as far I have come, I have not benefited from in the past. So I'm saying, if you take it, it's better for you. If you don't take it, choices have consequences. So I urge all of you people, talk to us. And for more information regarding about what we call the career options and paths, for more information regarding on education policies for your children, for more information pertaining to retirement, for more information pertaining to investments, kindly don't hesitate. You can call me on this number. I'm not the one to receive that number. It is my personal assistant, because sometimes I normally hold meetings with my clients. Sometimes I'm doing lecturing. So I hope you understand. And of course, even when you call the MPs, the ministers, even the president, sometimes he has got what we call the PA to be able to manage his affairs. So you can call us on 0713 530 465. Call us on 0713 530 465. I can be of help to you. My brother, my sister watching me, I can be of help to you. I have helped millions of people, and I believe you too will not be an exception. Kindly take heed of what I have told you, and may God bless you. For more information regarding what I do, kindly visit my website also, www.panorama-consultants.com. You'll see what I do in my consulting firm. And for more information regarding life, regarding parenting, regarding creating dreams and goals, kindly go to my YouTube channel, Dr. Paul Kebisho YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see more information I've put there. May God bless you. If I get back your feedback, I'll appreciate it. And may God bless you mightily.